My dear brothers and sisters in the risen Lord, ordinary time, week 2, Friday. Jesus shared his authority with his people. Jesus is the new Moses. Like Moses of old, he came to bring in a new dispensation, a new covenant. For this purpose, he enlisted 12 disciples. The number 12 is very intriguing. The number 12 is a perfect number. It is made up of the number of 6, which has perfection because it is formed of its own parts, 1, 2, 3, multiplied into one another. And the number 6, when doubled, amounts to 12. And this doubling seems to have some reference to the 2 precepts of charity or to the 2 testaments, Remigius. Rabanus has noted umpteen number of times the number 12 has occurred in the Bible. He wrote, this number 12 is typified by many things in the Old Testament, by the 12 sons of Jacob, by the 12 princes of the children of Israel, by the 12 running springs in Helim, by the 12 stones in Aaron's breastplate, by the 12 loaves of the shewbread, by the 12 spies sent by Moses, by the 12 stones of which the altar was made, by the 12 stones taken out of the Jordan, by the 12 oxen which bear the brazen sea, also in the New Testament, by the 12 stars in the bride's crown, by the 12 foundation of Jerusalem which John saw, and the 12 gates. In today's gospel, Jesus called and appointed 12 apostles from among his disciples. Before he selected his apostles, he spent time on the mountain praying. Every Christian must seek God's help and guidance before executing any job. Jesus chose his apostles for specific purposes. 1. Jesus called them to be with him. He called them in order to separate them from the rest of the crowds so that they may disentangle their lives from all the other preoccupations and thus prepare themselves to engage and expend their life in the service. He also called them in order to make them an intimate part of his life so that they may be a witness of his prayer life, teaching, healings, passion, death, resurrection, and ascension, and later witness of his words and deeds. They were destined to be sent, but they would not be sent until they stayed and learned from him. Christians must spend ample time in staying with Christ. Spending time with the Lord will not only instruct us, but also strengthen us. 2. Jesus sent them to preach. Jesus called the apostles in order to be sent. They were to be messengers of his good news, where Christ could not preach physically. They had to go in order to proclaim and continue his mission, not only now, but also until the end of time. They were to be his ambassadors, representing and propagating his message and bringing his redemption to all. The apostles and we Their successes are to be the visible Messiah of the unseen Christ. Third, Jesus empowered them to work miracles. He gave them power over the unclean spirits. A kind and merciful Savior did not envy his apostles and disciples a share in his own power. The one who is disputed cannot dispute another. And Christ was not a deputy like Abraham or Moses or David. He is not a servant but a son, and he has the right to give his power to anyone whom he wishes. Therefore, he shared his power with all his disciples. May God bless you all.